Morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Tanawa sa inyong notes, asa ta nag-end last time. Aron ma-connect na to.
Mo start na taog inferential stats, sir, yun kapag last.
Mag-start na ta sa inferential stat. Okay. Nahuman na ta og nahuman na tag Z-score, no? Manatay Z. When we say inferential from the word infer, that is to predict, or to forecast, no? To predict or to forecast the outcome of the events by the premise of the data. No? So we will be using here probability. What are we going to predict? We will predict by difference, significant difference predict the significance in a difference between variables or relationship. Of course, if you are talking on difference or if you are talking on relationship, we are comparing between at least two variables. Between variables. We will limit only our studies here between X and Y variables. That is bivariate analysis. Now, when we deals with more than two variables, that is multivariate analysis. So we are on the bivariate analysis. Are you following? Okay. So there would be a difference exist between X and Y, or there would be a relationship that exists between X and Y. But we do not know whether it is significant or not. No? So we will predict by its significance or non-significance, sorry. Non-significance. Our prediction is in the form of hypothesis. What is hypothesis? This is a scientific guess. Na? We will use the its sub O, as its sub O is null hypothesis. Null hypothesis. It is a negative statement of prediction. So we will be predicting, example, there is no significant difference between X and Y. Like that, no? There is no significant difference between X and Y, no? Or there is no significant relationship between X and Y. Nakuha ra?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We will not predict the outcome of the events by whatever happen, no? Like Madam Auring, as what Madam Auring is doing. She based her prediction by his visual through the crystal ball, no? Crystal ball. She's using crystal ball. Ours, we will be using data, and by the premise of the data, we can make prediction. Okay, but let us understand in the prediction that we will be using probability. All of these things by probability. Do you understand what is probability? Probability.
Possible outcomes, sir. Possible outcomes.
Possible outcomes. Like that?
How likely the event will occur, sir.
Okay. Likely the events to happen. Let us have to distinguish between probability and possibility. Possibility. Likely in a possibility, the events is likely to happen. Probability, the events is likely to happen. So more or less, they are the same. What's the difference between the two? No, if, for example, I will predict what will happen tomorrow based on the data that I gathered today and yesterday. Example, yesterday was rainy. No, and today is raining. No? So I can say that tomorrow will be rainy. What is that? Is it a probability or possibility? No, nobody answer me. You please listen. By the premise of the data, we will predict that something is likely to happen or to occur. That is probability or possibility. No? Okay, so you listen to my statement. By the premise of the data I gather today and yesterday, I can make prediction tomorrow. No, I can make a statement what will happen or likely to happen tomorrow. So if yesterday was raining and today is raining, so tomorrow I can predict that it will be rainy. What is that? Is it probability or possibility? I make a forecast of what will happen tomorrow.
Inferential stat.
What is that?
Inferential stat, sir.
Are you listening me?
Is it possibility, sir?
I would like to correct. You please kung karon pa ka ni bangon, karon pa ka ni mata, no paminaw sa nauna ka mo tubag kay madaot ang atong buntag no. Taka lang ang tubag. Ang atong pangutana ang probability ug ang possibility mong i-answer nako is inferential stat. Okay, so what is that? Is it a probability or possibility? Probability. Okay. Please listen. No, I will give you two statements of the same events, no, and the same forecasting. No? Okay. Yesterday was raining and today is raining. So, based on the premise of the data, I can say that tomorrow will be raining. According to you, that is probability, no? My second statement is yesterday was raining and today is raining. So tomorrow it will be rainy by 90%. Just to compare the two statements, statement 1 and 2, which one is probability?
Katong una, sir.
Ang una? Okay, ang una mo ay probability. Okay, ingon ani siya no. Probability siya kung aduna siya degree of certainty. Asa man sa duha ka statement mo aduna siya degree of certainty.
Ang
Duha
second,
na,
Ang
sir.
second,
Ang
sir.
ikaduha, ang
Duha.
second. Ang second mo probability.
Okay, nay.
Okay, pangutanon gani mo probability ang inyong answer percentage. Na? Okay, so palitan usay probability nga kanang mag-exam ta karon. So moingon mo nga ang mga siguro mga 75% to 90%. That is probability, meaning you you declare a degree of certainty. Nah? But without the degree of certainty, you are just making prediction or forecasting. That is only a possibility, not a probability. Are you following, class?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I discussed that to you because we will be using that probability. I will show you a table. Okay, let us transfer to the table. Can you view the table now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, statistics do not claim 100% of the prediction or the forecasting. Ang statistics, wala siya nag-claim na 100% yun ang sigurado. No? Like for example, sa survey sa SWS, nagkandak og survey ang SWS sa who will be the winnable candidates in this coming 2022 election. No? Wala sila nag-claim og 100%. Otherwise, kung mingon sila nga 100% sila nga sure sa ilang findings, murag sila na kumilik. Okay, ang kumilik may mo declare kisay winning candidate na. Okay, so dili sila mo claim og 100%. So unsa may ilang gibuhat, naa sila'y level of significance. Gitawag nato og level of significance na. Okay? Kani siyang nakita ninyo, kani siyang 0.5, 0.25, 0.2, 0.15, 0.1. Mao na sila mga level of significance. Ang sa may pasabutan niya kaning level of significance. Kanang level of significance, mauna siya ang gideclare sa statistician nga marginal error. You take note that. Na marginal error. Meaning, you declare an error. It may be because of human intervention in the gathering of data. No, dili man nato jud maingon nga ang data nato is free of biases. Naaman jud na siya bias. So, nag-declare tadaan og marginal error. So, kung nag-declare tag marginal error, we are referring to probability. Example, when it is 0.05, kani, na 0.05 nga marginal error, pasabutan na niya, 5% ang iyang marginal error, 95% ang iyang probability. Na nakita nyo sa taas na siya 0.95. That is the probability value. No, 95% ang iyang probability. Nakuha ra ninyo, class? Oy, nangutahan ko
Yes,
rin nyo,
sir.
please answer me.
Yes,
Kay,
sir.
kung dili mo participate, wa mo na minaw, sayang na siya, di na nato ni-discuss na. Okay, so balikon ako. 0.05 here is the level of significance. Ang iyang gipasabutan na niya, 5% nga marginal error. Unya, 95% ang iyang probability. Okay, so tungod sa kadaghanan niya in your research, no, or in your examination, you are given only two choices. Duha ray gihatag sa inyo nga choice. Si 0.05 o si 0.01. Na? 0.05 o si 0.01. Unsa man ni siya sa 0.01? 0.01 nga level of significance is 1% ra ang imong marginal error, 99% ang imong probability. Nakuha ra?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so inig exam na to, duha ra inyong tanaw na ang 0.05 ra ug ang 0.01. Okay, so balik ta sa whiteboard. Kasabot na mo sa ang probability. Dili ta mag-discuss og probability nga lesson, no? Ang ato is we understand what is probability, that in statistics we apply the principle of probability that we are referring only to a certain degree of certainty. We do not claim 100% that we are sure of our findings because whatever it is, no, in the gathering of the data, whether it is by human or by machine, there is always an assumption of presence of bias, no? Okay, so with that, much more if it is by human intervention, no? Biases is there, so that we claim only a degree of certainty in our findings, and that is a probability. Any question? Well, I question. Now, to test our hypothesis. We will be testing our hypothesis. Now, we declare in our hypothesis that there is no significant difference or there is no significant correlation. That hypothesis should be rejected or not to be rejected. No? So what will follow is that in testing hypothesis, testing, this HO is either to be rejected or not to be rejected. Doharay padulungan aning itsabo. To be rejected or not to be rejected. So doharay padulungan na niya. So when to reject. This is our or how na lang, how atong gamiton, how to reject. Okay. Nakita ninyo ganina tong table na siya yung mga different values. Gitawag na to na siya nga critical value. Critical value. So if the computed value, naada tayo computation nga buhato na, so we need your calculator. If the computed value is equal to or greater than the critical value or table value, reject the null hypothesis. Reject it so. Another is okay. So that will be our basis in our decision, either to reject or not to reject the null hypothesis. Now, one is if the computed value is equal to or greater than the critical value, we have to reject the null hypothesis. Or if the probability value is equal to or less than the level of significance, you reject the null hypothesis. Any question, class? No question. Okay, since there is a competition, naatay gamiton nga formula sa test, statistical test. For difference, if your hypothesis is a difference between X and Y, your possible test is either t-test, z-test, f-test. Okay. You ask question if namoy wala na subtit. For correlation, daghan pa ang test ha, dili lang T, Z, or F. And others. For correlation, naatay persons, product movement, naatay Spearman's Rule, Ro. Naatay chi-square, okay, and others. Okay, but take note, this correlation, the exist relationship between X and Y has no cause and effect relationship. Take note of that. The relationship between variables has, akong emphasize ni no cause and effect. No cause and effect. Pasabutan na niya, panalitan sa atong algebra sa una, no? When we discuss function and relation as y is a function of x, we use variables such as, for example, between the two quantity, no, the investment against income or against profit, no. Okay, so if your money is earning 10%, when you invest 100 pesos, you have an income or expected return of 10 pesos. Now, when you double your investment, your ROI is also double. Now, when you triple your investment, your income is also triple. And in our graph, during our algebra, it is directly proportional. No? Directly proportional. Now, meaning any changes in the one variable affects the other variable. No? Okay. It is directly proportional, positive in direction. No? So the increase of one variable is the increase of the other variable. No? The decrease of one variable is the decrease of the other variable. So that is positive. No? On the other hand, if you try to look at the relationship between expenses and savings, no? It is inversely proportional. Inversely in the sense that when you increase your expenses, your savings is affected. It will be less. No, so the higher is the expenses, the lesser is the savings, or the lesser is the expenses, the higher is the savings. That is inversely proportional. Now, in a correlation, it's different, no? It's different because as in the increase of investment is the increase also of your income. How much is the increase is the same as how much is the, or how much is the increase in the investment is also how much is the increase of the income will follow. But in a correlation, it is different. Now, for example, when you study 2 hours every day or every night, and you get a grade of 80, for example, 80, you get a grade of 80 by studying your lesson in 2 hours every night. Now, there exists a relationship between number of hours spent in your study against your performance. Because when you increase your number of hours in studying your lesson, no, you are expecting also an increase in your performance. That is positive. No? But it does not follow that when you double your number of hours spent in your study, your score also will be double. No? Example, when you increase your number of hours by 50%, now, does it also follows that your score also will increase by 50%? So kung nag-study ka 2 hours kada gabi nya naka-score ka og 80, musunod ba ka nga kung himuon imong 3 hours ang imong study, mo score ka og plus 50% sa 80 which is 60, mahimo na ang imong score nga 140. No? Does it follow like that? It does not, no? Dili ingon ana ang correlation. Are you following? Na?
Yes, sir.
So sa correlation, it has no cause and effect, but it is positive. Positive in the sense that when you increase your number of hours spent in your study, you expect an increase also in your performance. Now that is positive. So in a correlation, we have positive and negative correlation. Okay. Now, let us compare also your absences against your performance. It is negative, no? Because if you increase your absences, you're expecting also the decrease of your performance. Or if you minimize your absences, you expect an increase in your performance. That is a negative correlation. But it does not follow again of having cause and effect. Nga kung naka-absent ka kanapo, nga nakagrado ka og 90, nya kung imo ra dayon gigamay imong absent, imo ra na imong 5, nagpasabot ba nga ang imong 90 mo himo sad nga mo double, no? Mahimo nga 180 na ang imong grado, dili ingon ana, no? Dili ingon ana ang naitabo, no? That is an example of correlation. Na? Okay, so ang ato diri nag-exist ang correlation, but we do not know if the correlation is significant or not significant. Mao na atong purpose sa inferential statistics. Any question? Pangutana? Wala question. You try to remember your grades, senior high school grades in math and in English, and we will use the data by next meeting. Na? Maklase ta sa Monday, unya that will be our last topic. Na? Unya kanang inig ka Wednesday mag-examine na ta. I will give you quiz 3 ini ka Wednesday and quiz 4 ini ka Thursday, and then by Monday next week, next Monday will be your midterm exam. Are you following, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we don't have time. Any question? You ask your question. If you don't have question, let us go back to our platform. Question? Walay pangutana. Balik ta sa atong platform. You please turn on your video and face your camera for our attendance. Everybody.